Meet Canada's top voices in innovation, live in Vancouver at LLLSummit 2025. Featuring Jennifer Charters, Director of AI at Microsoft Canada.
I didn't pick the right outfit for today, so I'm going to speak at the platform because I'm not sure if these will pick me up otherwise. So apologies if I'm not as mobile. Jen Charters, and thank you very much. That was a lovely intro. But I'm going to start out by saying I'm here to talk to you about AI. I work at Microsoft, but I am not a technologist by background. I come to this in a very untraditional way, and I'll share a little bit about my career as part of this discussion today. But really, throughout this discussion, I'm hoping that I can center you around what you as a human bring to this era of AI, not so much the nuts and bolts of all the technology. I'm calling it the era of AI. So AI really has set the stage for us in a new era of innovation. And we're undergoing a platform shift at unprecedented pace. But who here knows when AI first was invented, when it first came to life? Shout it out. Any guesses? You in the front, what do you think? Say a number, any number.
30.
Okay, others? Any other guesses? Yeah, back there? 60s. In the 60s? Pretty close, yeah, it's actually 1950. And I'm talking about an unprecedented pace. 1950 is not super recent, it's quite a while ago. But what I'm going to talk to you a little bit about is the laws of scaling. Anyone who knows computers might have heard of Moore's Law and the ability to have doubling in compute power every 2 years. You can see here on this graph, it was a little bit under doubling every 2 years, about 1.4 times a year in terms of the training of compute and machine learning. We have an inflection point as AI comes in. And when you look at the pace in which we're changing, we're now doubling roughly every 6 months. And I'm guessing it's probably speeding up. It's probably even faster than that. And you think through what that means for you. Why do you think that is? Who here uses AI today? Hands up. Everybody. Pretty much, right? Anyone not use AI? A couple, okay. My daughter's 7, she uses it. We heard from Diego about his kids using it with Sora and creating videos. We've heard from others about this. I think you'd be surprised when you think about how accessible this is for everyone. And I think there's really 3 reasons why. The first one, universal interface. You can talk to AI, you can type to AI, you can send it videos, you can send it text, you can send it like the power of the internet, and it's accessible for everyone. So we're really at this point in history where we all have the power to talk to computers in the way that we best talk to computers as humans. And that really has made it accessible for everyone. And I think this is a good call to action. As a woman in tech, we kind of missed the boat a while back, and all you women out there, I'm looking at you, we kind of missed that boat. We kind of have still been a minority in tech as we see the world evolving. We now have this opportunity to equalize. I work at Microsoft. Our mission is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. That starts with the individual, that starts with you. Don't be afraid. This is a universal interface that you can go in, ask anything, and it really does say out there, ask me anything, tell me anything. Second one, I think that has made this shift real for us. Memory and context. These models now can remember what you've taught them before, what you've trained them with, what the context of the world around them or the situation in which you're asking them is. So this gives us the ability to have these things continue with us as we grow. And the last one, which some people find a little scary, and I'm going to ask a question about this for you guys later, reasoning and planning. The models and the AI tools can think, they can reason, and they can think forward. What does that mean for us as humans? So when we look back at this, we had a conversation at the break about 2023 and the world of prompt engineering. Does anyone remember when everyone was like, the next career, you're going to be a prompt engineer? Anybody? Yeah, a couple, yeah. I thought that was going to be a career. I honestly did. When I started doing this talk, I was like, you have to learn to be a prompt engineer. Engineering has changed, you're now doing the prompt. Nowadays, we don't talk about that anymore. We're kind of through the next 2 waves of this evolution already. It's been about two and a bit years in the generative AI wave. Second wave was us assigning, hey model, hey agent, go do this task for us. And now it's kind of coming into this 2-way street, which a lot of people find uncomfortable. They find a little bit creepy, a little sci-fi. Some people find it exciting. So I just want to see in this room, who finds this a little bit scary? Maybe a third, maybe half, maybe a bit more than a third. Who finds it exciting? Look, lots of hands up twice. I like that. That's me too. I find it a little bit scary because the pace is so fast. I find it the ability to stay relevant, to stay on top of the trends. I work in technology, and I find it very difficult. This is my day job. Most of you probably have different day jobs, different passions, different visions, and thinking about the pace of this change, it's a little terrifying for me. But it's also exciting because it's opened a whole new world of potential. Some things that I couldn't even dream about are coming true for me and for my family. So I'm going to ask you to do one thing. ABL. This is something I talk about all the time. Anyone want to guess? ABL, what does it stand for?
Always be learning.
Excellent, Chris. You get a prize. That's great. Always be learning, every single day. But I challenge you to think about what you're learning about. Is it about the latest model? Is it about how you configure the prompts? Is it about how you're testing the model to come forward and do something for you? I'm going to ask you to be learning about how these models can help you do what you wanted to do anyway. If you came and gave me a quiz today about all the different parameters of the models, what's the best one at this task or that task, I would fail it miserably. But I know how to execute on the ideas I have and to make them real using the tools ahead in front of us. So I'm going to ask you today to cheat at your job, cheat at your idea if you're an entrepreneur, cheat at your vision, but do it responsibly. So this comes from Cassie Kozyrkov, who is the CEO of Kozer. She's an ex-Google person. There's a link to her blog post here about cheating at your job responsibly. What if that shortcut that AI could give you, cheating at your job, could accelerate your career? Has anyone used it to accelerate their career? I accelerate my tasks every day. Has it given me a career leap up? I think so, and we'll talk a little bit about why. So this is from the work skills trend from LinkedIn, 2025. These are the 5 top skills that an employee needs to have to be successful. AI literacy is number 1. And that's an AI capability. Look at the other 4 that are there. Think about conflict mitigation. Is that a human skill or a computer skill? Totally human skill, right? Maybe computers can kind of help you like mediate or give you some ideas about how you could approach it, but that's a very human skill. Number 3, adaptability. Human skill, computer skill. Totally human. And this is something that is not easy or natural for a lot of people. You're in a situation that's unfamiliar, that's different. How do you change to address that? And back to the pace of change with AI, if you can't be adaptable, you will be behind every single time. Process optimization, human or computer? A little bit of both. You need to be the person who thinks about the how, the why. Back to the rings that Ray just shared, right? Like, why are we doing this? That's not the computer skill, that's you. So how can you make your processes more effective? And innovative thinking. I get ideas from a large language model all the time. All the time. I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about this thing. What should I do? Help me frame this thought. But I still have that vision myself about how I'm going to take it forward. If you have an idea for a business, think about that human strength that you're going to bring to the table and how AI can help you to make that real, to redefine it. Okay, so I told you I'd tell you a bit about my career. This is my career. It's been a long time. So I've been through a lot of different things in my life. I landed at Microsoft just about 5 years ago. It'll be 5 years this month. Not coming from a technology background. So I want to talk a little bit about how you think through the experiences you have and how AI can accelerate that for you as we move forward. I started in franchising, actually. So kind of back to the last topic. I thought I was going to be a flight attendant. I got hired as a flight attendant. There was a union issue. That job fell through, and I spent 10 years leading up to the Olympics at the airport running a number of franchises. Number one was Starbucks, which many of you know and probably have been to at the airport if you're ever flown through YVR. But also Pizza Hut, Jugo Juice, White Spot, lots of different things. That's where I define my leadership style. And this will take me forward to whatever happens in my life. I know I can count on myself and my team. And using AI amongst my team, I still know that I can get through any problem that comes to hand. The number 1 skill that I will take through this entire journey is how to identify a problem and to solve it. I went back to school. Many years later, I actually went to solder, not at this building, but at the campus there, and I got my degree in HR consulting. And I now work at Microsoft. Not exactly aligned. I went through that. I went into healthcare for a long time. I was doing healthcare IT, and then I fell into this job at Microsoft. Totally nonlinear. Totally different. But I loved every single job I had. And I think when it comes back to defining your values and understanding what you're doing for the reason you're doing it, I would not be afraid that AI would replace any of those jobs. I don't think that there is a world where AI is going to be making my coffee, serving it completely end-to-end. I don't think there's a world where it's going to be doing healthcare end-to-end. But I do think that throughout this, in the next phase that we see, people using AI will be doing those jobs. Think about the information you have if you're running a restaurant. Tons and tons of data, you know. If you could take a look at that and figure out how you're going to find the next number of hours you're going to be open, the next product to launch, what your customers want, that will help you to be better at the jobs you're doing. It's not going to replace them. So I said I'd talk to you a little bit about future-proofing your career. This stat on the left, my daughter's 7, she's in grade 3. This is from the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs Report. 65% of kids entering kindergarten today will work in jobs that do not yet exist. 65%. Think about that. What do you think that's going to look like in the world of the future? I don't know. No one in this room knows. Probably no one anywhere knows. And I think that the world of possibilities that's open to us now is unlike anything we've seen in our lifetime. New jobs are emerging today. Those prompt engineers are now AI trainers, agent and data specialists. They're thinking about ROI, like what does this investment mean for my business if I'm going to use these tools and technologies. They're thinking about their strategies. How do I take this and reinvent my business behind that using AI? But not many of us are thinking about what that 65% of jobs is going to look like. Does anyone have an idea in this room for an AI-enabled business that they think is going to come forward? Curious. Do we have somebody in the room that's going to be thinking forward like that? Chris, have you come across anyone? Maybe we'll hear in your talk.
I mean, just the one thing that most jobs will be orchestrators of AI processes, that you'll be maximizing token efficiency as you lead the tools through some creative process or some business process, and that many jobs might look like that or something. That's like everyone wants to know what they're going to be. What are those 65% going to be?
Yeah, something totally different. But I can tell you what, there's going to be a nugget of human intuition and innovation. Back to those top 5 skills, they're going to be because humans are thinking of something. It's not the computers that are thinking of these ideas yet. Not yet. Maybe one day, but at this point, it's still the humans thinking this forward. So how do you prepare yourself for that? Resiliency, adaptability, always be learning. So many of you are entrepreneurs. I want to talk about AI first movers versus followers. This is some research we did through Microsoft. AI first movers, people who go now, who go early, they have so many efficiency gains versus the people that follow on later. And I'd like to encourage you to think about this as you think forward in your career. Take more market share. They have competitive advantages. They have better data. They have better analytics. They have better AI. They have better systems, more efficiencies. They're able to pay their vendors faster. They can secure the lease ahead of others. They've got the ability to find things out quickly, to fail fast if they're going to fail, and to innovate and iterate. Prioritizing data, analytics, AI investments, you're going to be able to find competitive advantages. And this is a very old study, actually. This McKinsey study is from 2018, and this was before the generative AI wave. This is something that will help you, give you an advantage over the competition. So what should you do now? Back to the agentic kind of revolution and wave. Start to carve your path forward today with baby steps. You don't have to take your whole idea and throw it in the trash and start again and think about what's that next AI thing, because most of us don't know. It's going to evolve very quickly over the next few years. But start small. And this is one thing that we see. We talk about the frontier firm, people that are going to be at the edge of innovation with AI. The first one, hiring employees. Start to think about hiring your first digital employee. Could you use an agent to fulfill a task that somebody used to do? Give you an example. You have an invoice coming in, you get a scan of an image or a PDF that supports that claim. Do you need a human to look at that before you upload it to your system to have that tracked? Could you use an agent? Could you use something like an AI system that has some autonomy that can act on your behalf to perform a task that maybe you didn't need to? We are going to see that digital employees, digital humans, are going to be in the workforce as we move forward. Think about your operations. Integrate AI into your operations today. Figure out what's a good number. 1 is probably a good place to start, not 100. Start with 1. Start with something small. Figure out if it's going to work and figure out what your ratio looks like. So if you're an analyst, how many AI employees will you have working for you? Maybe 1, maybe 2. What's a number that you can manage and still keep the control and the human in the loop in your process? And then 3, continuously evolve, learn, and adapt. Don't go too deep. Keep thinking about what you as a human bring to this kind of revolution that we're undergoing, but be evolving, be learning, and get to scale fast. So when you think about the pace of business, it's not easy to change your entire model, but you need to be able to get to scale fast. So start with one, figure out what the number is that you're going to go forward with. I want to talk about you as a leader and 5 critical skills that you need in the age of AI. I'm a leader of teams. I think about this all the time. It's the people, not the systems that you're using. First one, span organizational boundaries. HR, finance, accounting, sales. Which different areas of your business are going to be able to take a look at the skills that are going to be able to take this AI under their belt? Think about how you might redesign it. Is your workforce optimized for this next wave? Think about the processes and the structures that you do today and how you can take that into this next wave. Orchestrate collaborative decision making. AI and human partnerships. Agency is when you have the ability to act and think on your own. An agent or a human need to find a way to work together. You, as a human, give an AI some context, the AI does the execution. You as the human are still in the loop and you're able to work back and forth. Empower your teams through coaching and psychological safety. This is not easy or comfortable. Remember those hands? I am uncomfortable. I have AI in my title and I am uncomfortable. It's okay to make those shifts that are going to be able to disrupt it. Growth comes in the discomfort. That's when we grow, that's when we evolve. But keep that sense of psychological safety for your team. How do you make them feel comfortable taking risks? How do you make sure that you're there to catch them when they make a mistake? How do you have the systems in place for checks and balance? Make sure that you have trust between yourself as a leader and the people you're working with. This is the year for Canada, and we are going to be able to see more and more cutting-edge companies coming to bear within Canadian ecosystem. 82% of executives are going to use digital workforce in the next 12 to 18 months. What does that mean for you? In the next 2 to 5 years, teams of the human agents will form the backbone of organizational structures. There will be people that rely on agents to be able to get their company to do what they're supposed to do. Think about the how, what, and why. The how is going to look very different in this new world. Each employee becomes the end. There's a little bit more, and then there's a call to action, but I can end it there and actually open it up to questions, because I'd rather talk to you all instead of talk at you. Right there.
I have to say I'm very, very happy about you're a woman and that I can also a woman sex, so I understand the way.
That's good.
But it's a bit harder in your vision, but my ask for you is about AI, like about the information of children that they are going to the school right now, and before them, we don't know what's going to be their jobs in the future, right?
Yep.
And my ask for you is if you have some provision about these jobs specifically, because I don't know, like you have some provision.
Yeah. So I have a daughter, she's 7, and she is curious, she's a great reader, she's a spark of a human. And my advice to the younger generation is to focus in on the things that do set you apart as a human. So I'm teaching her some very basic skills. Resiliency. She uses AI all the time, like she'll make coloring sheets and she makes like art online and she asks questions. She asks ChatGPT to tell her a story, and these are the characters she wants to have as they move forward. So yeah, she uses the tech, but the thing that I want to foster in my child and for those people that are coming up is the sense of creativity, the sense of curiosity, the sense of resiliency, the ability to undergo that type of shift around you emotionally and be able to find a way to fit. I went over my career journey pretty quickly, but honestly, the key thing that has been a thread throughout that, working in food service at 4 a.m. at the airport is very different than working at Microsoft talking to the federal government of Canada. Totally different. But as a human, the perspective and the way that I work with the people around me and kind of get to the ability to solve a problem for something's not working, how can I make it better? How can I improve upon what I have today? Those are the skills that I want to foster, because I don't know. I don't know whether she's going to be, fine-tuning a medical imaging report to help cure cancer, or if she's going to be, supporting, a creative industry, if she's going to be supporting something scientific. Those 65% could be anything. But if you're able to withstand that change, find your fit, and find your way forward, there's a place for you in the world, and that's the way that I'm looking at it as a mom.
We are looking for one more last question, so we can keep moving.
She had her hand up at the same time, so I'm going to go to you.
Thank you. That was really nice introduction. I'm a research scientist, and I would say like 30% of my new ideas are inspired by conversations with AI. And that's really nice presentation there. It was really inspiring the work. I actually have two questions if you don't mind. So first question is, there are a lot of priorities. So this is AI, so there's like AGI or platform, video generating. What was the value that you think is the most important to pick which one is your priority in Microsoft or with your team or in the industry with other big players? The second question is, a lot of people would compare the dot-com bubbles with the AI hypes today. How do you think your team at Microsoft strike the balance between sprinting in this technology field versus avoiding it into like a bigger bubble?
I'm going to start with the second one. Microsoft is all in, 100% all in. And, I think when we look at the way that we do our work, we always look at ourselves as like kind of patient zero. We're using the tools before anyone else, and we're trying to figure out what that looks like, and everything we do has AI embedded in it, top to toe. I don't think it's a bubble. I think it's going to evolve and shift. Whether or not financially the returns are going to come, I believe it. I really do think that is going to be something that will continue to drive value for the economy and for people. So we're all in. And I think anything we do, security is always first, 100% first. Responsible AI is at the core of everything we're doing. And if those things are met, we're 100% all in on AI, right? First question, just remind me about like the different types of models and the things that we're looking to invest in. The thing for me that I come back to is solving a big problem, a real problem, something that is an issue in the world. Whatever tools it takes to get that done is what's going to be the future, right? And that's going to be where we see things go. So for me, I work with public sector. I do things with healthcare. How do we improve processes for people? How do we look at how we can improve diagnostic times, getting through wait times? Those big problems are solved in multimodal, multi-different types of approaches from a tools perspective. So if you focus, same thing when you're starting a business, solve a problem for someone, and then hopefully the revenues will follow. So that's the way I look at it. Do you have time for one? Yeah.
For Chris.
You
can take it out.
No.
Yeah.
If you're not one of those first movers that you were showing, what to do? Because I think as I interpreted, that's a pretty scary graph. It's like the first movers are going to blast off to the stratosphere, creating insurmountable competitive advantage versus their peers, leaving the other 90% of us in this room never able to catch up. I think that's how you read that chart.
Could be, but I think honestly it's why wait to get started. And when you think about the fully in agentic frontier firms that we're talking about, that will be an advantage in the future. But if you don't start, even small, even little things, if you don't get started at all, you're going to be way behind. So little baby steps go a lot further than just waiting and seeing. So just jump in, try it out, and I think that's my call to action for everyone. So yeah, thank you all.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
October 19th, 2025, UBC Innovation Center, Vancouver.